In this video, you're going to learn 5 mental training tips for basketball players. Hey there, I'm Eli Straw, mental game coach and the founder of SuccessStartsWithin.com. And before we get into the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're an athlete looking to improve your mental game. I put out new videos each day on sports psychology and mental training. As a basketball player, you want to make sure that you have high-level mental skills to match your physical skills. And when you have a mindset to match your physical talents, that's where you really find peak performance, and that's also where you find consistent performances. So mental training tip number 1 is you want to focus and improve your self-talk. Self-talk refers to how you think and how you speak to yourself. The reason that self-talk is so important to you as a basketball player is because it's going to increase your confidence. It's also going to work to improve your focus, improve your motivation, decrease fear and anxiety. I worked with a college basketball player who was really struggling with performance anxiety. He was worried about missing shots. He was worried about embarrassing himself. What we really worked on was some self-talk. He applied a self-talk strategy that focused on building his confidence. And by applying this on a daily basis, and then making sure that he repeated these self-talk statements going into a game, it really allowed him to perform more confidently, and most importantly, perform more freely. And when he did that, that's where he really found his performances increase. Some good self-talk statements you can use as a basketball player are, I know I'm a great player, I'm a great shooter, I'm a strong defender, I'm a great passer. All those sorts of things that really focus on your physical skills and boosting your confidence. Mental training tip number 2 is that you want to practice visualization. Visualization is an exercise where you imagine yourself performing just in your mind. The way that this really helps with basketball is because it's going to increase your confidence, but also we can use visualization to help you in pressure-filled situations. So in terms of your confidence, what we want to do is work on building your self-belief in relation to your skills. So as a basketball player, you can visualize yourself taking different shots. You can visualize yourself playing defense. You can visualize yourself making nice passes. And in terms of your shooting, for example, you can get really specific about this. And that's one of the cool things about visualization is that you can use visualization for game time situations like shooting a three-pointer, but you can also use visualization to work on your actual mechanics. And the way that you do this is you think about the drills that you do. And you perform your drills, of course, just in real life, but then what you can also do is perform your drills in your mind. So let's say that you're at the court, you're practicing by yourself, and let's say that you're just standing a few feet away from the basket and you're just shooting with one hand right now to work on your form. What you can do is take a few shots and then close your eyes and imagine yourself taking a few shots. This really helps because if you're in a safe situation, right, where you're just practicing by yourself to where you can actually close your eyes, what that helps with is when then you do your visualization on your own, that makes it a lot easier for you to see it clearly because when you're visualizing and you're practicing by yourself, you're taking a real shot and then you close your eyes and you see yourself take that shot. So you're going to really start creating visualizations that have more detail. And the more real you can make your visualization, the more meaningful and impactful it's going to be. The other way that we can use visualization is to help you in pressure-filled situations. So let's say it's late in the game and you're shooting free throws. Very, very pressure-filled situation right there. But you want to make sure that in that moment, you're staying nice and calm, and most importantly, you are confident in your ability to make that shot. The way that we can use visualization to help with this is by visualizing yourself in that same situation. And when we're doing this kind of visualization, it's very important that you bring emotion into it. You want to feel all those normal feelings that you have in that pressure-filled situation. So maybe you feel very anxious. Maybe you get yourself feeling really tense. Then what you want to do is you want to switch it. And now you want to feel very confident, feel nice and calm. Then what you want to do is just visualize yourself shooting the ball and making it. The more you can visualize pressure-filled situations, feel those normal feelings, switch those feelings out for more confident and calming feelings, and then see yourself succeed, the better you're actually going to perform in those pressure-filled situations in real life. Mental training tip number 3 is to use performance objectives. Performance objectives come into play during training, so during practices, and also during games. What a performance objective is it's a simple target that you want to focus on. This target needs to be 100% within your control. That's a very important piece when we're setting performance objectives. So during training, your performance objectives are going to be geared towards helping yourself improve. So if right now you're working on improving your defense, then you can set a performance objective maybe on the mental side that you want to focus on being a little bit more aggressive on defense today during practice. Or if you're working on your shot, you decide that you want to focus on a small piece of your mechanics that you're trying to improve that day. Now, the difference is when we go into games, our performance objectives are going to be something that allows us to perform our best. So you can really think of these like a key, right? The key that unlocks your ability to perform with confidence and perform freely. A few ones that I've found success with in terms of basketball players is staying low in my defensive stance, following through on every shot, making sure I get to my set position before I take a shot, all of those different things that are part of the process. But you know that if I focus on this, it's going to give me the best chance to then actually make the basket or play good defense or make good passes or dribble better. Mental training tip number 4 is you want to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness training is where you actually train your ability to focus. And during a basketball game, there are going to be a ton of different distractions. So you want to make sure that you have the control to center your attention. You can train mindfulness by a couple different exercises. You can do some mindfulness meditation where you close your eyes and you do a little bit more of a formal meditation. I'll put a link to a video I made on some mindfulness meditation so that you can really go into a little bit more detail on that if you'd like. But then you can also just do some mindful tasks or maybe go for a mindful walk. So a mindful task is going to be, let's say you're doing the dishes and you just bring your attention onto your breath. You try to focus in the present moment while you're washing those dishes. A mindful walk is, you say, I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk. And while I go for that walk, I'm really going to focus on my breath. I'm going to focus on keeping my attention in the present moment. And whether you're doing mindfulness meditation or a mindful walk, a mindful task, no matter any form of mindfulness that you're practicing, the main principle is you want to focus on bringing your attention into the present moment. And the best way to do that is just to focus on your breathing. Now, you're going to notice your thoughts drifting. You're going to get distracted by things. That's okay. That's part of the training. All you have to do is simply return your attention back onto your breath. And then mental training tip number 5 is you want to evaluate your game. You want to make sure that you're learning something from every game. This helps, obviously, to improve, but it also helps to manage bad games and setbacks and adversity. Because if you know that no matter how bad I play, I'm going to take something positive from it that I can apply to my training and I can apply to my game moving forward, then you're not going to get so frustrated. And most importantly, your confidence isn't going to take a hit following that bad game. Now, the simplest way that you can start evaluating your performance as a basketball player is just applying a 2-question post-performance evaluation strategy. The first question is, what did I do well today? The second question is, where can I improve? With the first question, what you want to do is make a list of just all the things that you did well today. This can be mentally, this can be physically. And then you want to make a list of all the things that you can improve either physically or mentally. And I really encourage you as a basketball player to be using this evaluation process after practices as well as after games. And then what you can do is after you've identified what you want to improve, those can then become your objectives for the next day. So no matter what you identify you want to improve, if you're about to have a practice, well, then your performance objectives are going to be geared towards how can I actually improve what I want to improve. If you're about to play a game, then your performance objectives are going to be focused on what do I need to think about, right? Where do I need to place my attention to improve what I want to improve upon from my last game or from my last practice? So those are the 5 mental training tips that you can use as a basketball player. If you begin putting those into practice, you're going to work on building a stronger mindset. However, if you are a basketball player and you're interested in more of a one-on-one approach, then you need one-on-one mental performance coaching. Through one-on-one mental performance coaching, we're going to work together to identify your current strengths and challenges. Then I will create a custom mental plan for you, and through weekly coaching calls and action steps, we're going to work on building positive mental skills that will then translate to greater success for you on the court. If you're interested in learning more about mental coaching, go ahead and click the link that I've put in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of success in all that you do. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We put out new videos each week on sports psychology and mental training. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you're interested in learning more about one-on-one mental performance coaching, head over to successstartswithin.com.